During my research into the ley lines around the market town of Crieff, Perthshire, Scotland, I discovered that many ancient burial grounds were accurately placed above geological fault lines. Our ancestors placed their dead on top of geological anomalies. Here are just three: Perthshire Mausoleum, Comrie Church, Manee Church. I've been puzzled about the layout of this town for many years. The three major roads highlighted in red appear to be carefully designed like the bottom part of a star. The Freemasons hid much of their symbolism, and you can see here that the two main streets are at an angle of 24 degrees. The 24-inch gauge ruler is one of the most important numbers in the Masonic Lodge. The compasses and set square are the main symbols of Freemasonry. If you draw a line across the open points of the compass and another across the set square, you get a six-pointed star. So let us enter their hidden world.
Where shall I find the key to your lodge?
3 foot and a half from the lodge door, under a perpend esler and a green divot, but under the lap of my liver, where all the secrets of my heart lie.
Which is the key of your lodge?
A wheel-hung tongue.
Where lies the key?
Here is the key. It has been found that the planet has a pattern of energies on its surface like a growing crystal, and it is this pattern which the Freemasons used to design the town. Notice the part of the star-shaped symbol outlined in red. You will notice that at the top of King Street there is a Masonic symbol, square, and at the top of Burrell Street another square, this time an octagon, one of the most powerful of Freemasonry signs. In fact, the Masonic Museum in America is built to this design. This is Burrell Street, which has a ley line running through it. Since my research has shown that leys have a source and destination, I followed this one on foot for some 2 miles on to a standing stone at Crieff Farm. This is intriguing. Was this Masonic pattern built on a Stone Age plan? Following this lay on foot for a further 4 miles gave me an accurate projection to a volcanic plug, an ancient seat of the kings, Stirling Castle. To the top of the illustration, I could project it to the opposite direction to a standing stone at Balnagard. This is Crieff Farm standing stone, and Stirling Castle sitting on its volcanic plug. And this is King Street. In the middle of winter I followed this ley, sometimes waist deep in snow, till I came to another standing stone at Balchyra Farm. This, perhaps, maps the edge of the ley, but projecting it to the foot of the illustration gives an even more intriguing source, Dumbarton Castle, another volcanic plug, an ancient seat of the kings. No wonder it was called King Street. Projecting it to the north, it passes accurately through a 4-stone circle in the Crieff Golf Course, and onto a curious double-stone circle at Tullybelton near Perth. The elements of this ley are Balchyra Farm standing stone, Dumbarton Castle, and these 2 standing stones at Croft Head also fit the pattern. The High Street, of course, should yield interesting results, and this I followed about 7 kilometres to the west, eventually coming to a 4-stone circle at the top of a hill at Brayfordy near Comrie, called by locals the Shaky Toon, as it has had over 68 earthquakes between 1792 and 1822. This stone circle was placed not on a volcanic plug, but something very similar, a pluton, a volcano which never quite erupted. This is Brayfordy Stone Circle. In the opposite direction, the ley passes up Crieff's High Street, through the town clock, and the City Prices shop, which for 40 years played host to a poltergeist, through Crieff Parish Church and on to Dunning Church and Burial Ground via 2 standing stones. The centre, of course, should be special, and the centre of this pattern is St Michael's Church. St Michael was the dragon-slaying saint, and he pierced the Omphalos, the sacred centre of any place, with his sword or lance. The local Masonic lodge is called St Michael's number 38, a very old one. As you can see in this diagram, Perthshire Burial Ground has been placed on the powerful Highland Boundary Fault and has a lay running through it to St Michael's Church and on to Inner Perthshire burial ground and its ancient library. A few yards to the west of this mausoleum is the site of a Bronze Age burial chamber. Glasgow was built in a similar system, as was London. Glasgow has its omphalos at the cathedral shown here. When you see President Obama outside the White House in the USA talking about world affairs, remember that this building was designed by Irish and French Freemasons affiliated to Lodge Kilwinning in Ayrshire, Scotland, and was built mainly by a party of Masons from Aberdeenshire. Apparently, after laying the foundation stone, the group retired to a local tavern for their harmony where they consumed no less than 16 toasts, retiring homewards with only a hazy memory of the stone's location. When they returned the following morning, no one could find it. It has never been found. A lady from the USA came to see me some years ago, telling me that she lived in Jackson, Mississippi, and felt tired and depressed there, like just about everyone else in the city. As she left, I told her to find if there were any volcanic anomalies beneath the city, as in my research I discovered that underground faults and streams cause many problems with ill health. She excitedly telephoned me a short time later to tell me that Jackson had been built over this huge subterranean volcano, which had gravitational and magnetic anomalies. People are actually heavier there, and a map shows the city looking like a black hole. She then realised that it was not supposed to have been built there at all, but someone very high up in the USA, probably a Freemason or similar, insisted that it had to be placed there. Then she realised that all of the major cities in the USA had been placed on a Masonic design, unnoticed until then because of the spherical distortion maps. She is still trying to get her important book published. This map shows the ancients built their burial grounds not only in volcanic faults, but where the ley lines from the major volcanic plugs, Edinburgh Castle, Stirling Castle, and the Ailsa Craig cross. I followed the lays on foot inside that box. Ailsa Craig. Obviously, Scottish Freemasons have exported their knowledge across the world, using their knowledge of the ley line system and earth energies from geological faults and plugs to build their towns and cities for their own arcane purpose, unknown until now because of their secret, sacred vows.
Under no less pain than having my tongue cut out under my chin, and of being buried within the flood mark, where no man shall know. By square conduct, level steps, and upright intentions, we hope to ascend to a higher realization of that immortal principle, whence all goodness emanates.
You will find out more about the fascinating and important subject of ley lines in my book, Ley Lines and Earth Energies. It shows how to find and follow ley lines from cut-marked stones and standing stones, and even how to increase their energies. This is the first time this ancient knowledge has been made available to the public. Also, physical effects and hauntings above geological anomalies, demonic attack, earthquake noises, ghostly lights, devil's footprints. These are lines of single footprints which can stretch for hundreds of miles across the country, and possibly traversing rivers, houses and ravines. There's a chart showing examples worldwide in theory that they are a special type of earthquake waves. Chart of ball lightning across the planet. A couple in Aberdeen suffering from electrostress, unable to live at home. Brain scan of a person with post-viral fatigue syndrome taken on a safe place in the planet's geopathic field and also in her bed, showing major changes. A mud spring that swallows animals at Wootton Bass at Wiltshire. Treacle mines. These are morasses of tar, pitch and mud in Lancashire, England and Georgia, USA. Glassy volcanic tunnels worldwide. Wells that hiss, moan and emit light. Mount Rainier, the most dangerous volcano in the USA. How to protect your house from unhealthy energies. And much, much more.